And so finally, with some time to myself, I can get this recording done and hopefully nothing weird happens, but I guess we'll find out because otherwise you wouldn't be listening and or watching this video right now. So, for timestamp's sake, as we get into Azal medical history, right into a Kana. Oh, you can randomize Kana, by the way, because Kana was definitely not one of the characters I did a visual change to, basically, just to kind of note that the character has been overridden. Again, this is with Perm, so yeah, it's with Perm. Otherwise, the Katana, again, not really much is going to change. I think first is going to be the accuracy, then the speed, and then the damage is what I'm deciding. So every 2 runs that I succeed in, so that means the 3rd, the 5th, and 7th, the accuracy, then the speed, then the damage of the Timeworn Katana will be changed. It's basically boosted by a little bit, although damage is the most noticeable factor usually. Takashi-san, 2nd encounter, 2nd mystery, charisma, knowledge, and maybe a strength check. But we're Kana, so it's Doom we have to worry about here. So, without further ado, I've never actually gotten a really bad cut artery slash badly bleeding proc on Kana. Usually you can take care of it, that's why I don't consider it that bad, but if you are in a stuck way, I mean, at least Kana doesn't die to stamina loss, so shrug, right? But, and if you didn't know, the reason is because their effect, yeah, for anyone who's newer to this, as I also get rid of my discharge summary, I totally forgot I had that. Yeah, you can't game over from stamina reason loss, so it's really about managing the Doom. And if you haven't oh, I didn't mean to take that. I guess we're doing scissors first. I mean, we have a weapon, so it's not terrible, but... And Timeline B, though, so actually we did get something out of that. Yeah, Timeline B, we get the Ghost Ritual, in case we need to use the Ghost Ritual. Unfortunately, because we're using the Time-Worn Katana, we won't get experience by using the Ghost Ritual. So, I swear I did not design this Katana to basically do nothing for actions I don't do. Again, so you might have heard me say in the first episode of this series, or the previous episode, that... I was planning to make Brace give experience as well, and at that point you might have asked, well, Jordan, why don't you have Dodge give experience as well? I swear it was for an immersion reason, because then you would not be using the Katana to do anything, as opposed to Brace, where you would brace with the Katana, and maybe, you know, you could reasonably say that you are bracing with the Katana, and so it gets experience. But that being said, I mean, I decided not to do that, along with attack boost and prep, because those can theoretically be used with, you know, the Katana, you charge with a Katana and it gets experience, right? But that's not what happened, so hey. But otherwise, as we're sitting here with a broken nose and stamina loss, it's not so bad at the moment. And if I do get to do the thingamajiggy, do I actually just want to go all out here? No, actually, because... if I can hit a bunch of these, which doesn't seem actually that likely, we'll do it because we have the Wooden Bat. So the Wooden Bat can act as an attack here in case I miss one, which we did. My next question, though, is whether or not we continue hitting attacks, because we need to hit the rest for this to matter, basically. So, go to option select here. There's something I wanted to talk about, and that's whether or not, yeah, I noticed I got 2 broken noses. I don't remember if these stack. But I guess we'll see. These are minor injuries, right? Also, it was clap bow, right? Please tell me it was clap bow. But anyway, I didn't check if it was minor, by the way. It is a minor injury. So I guess we'll see. Otherwise, clap 4 bows, and I hope I got the first 2 right. Yeah, I know, dog. I hope I got the first 2 right. Yeah, that's all I have to say at the moment. So it was clap bow, 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 bow? Question mark? Yeah, bow, bow, arf, arf, arf. Yeah, I know. By the way, clap 3 bows. We got a bow sandwich is what I'm trying to say, because I was focusing on the fact that I forgot about Azal, which could have been really bad. If I didn't mention it, I'm supposed to be concentrating a bit more on strategy, so I don't, you know, spaghetti a run. That's supposed to be for the first episode, but anyone who's been with this channel more than like 3 videos knows that I am me, and so what that means for those who don't know is that I'll just make a human error mistake anyway. I'll just forget about something or not focus for a moment because I'm autopiloting and then bad things happen. Okay, let's see what our actual mysteries actually are. Bulletin, Arms, Phantasms, and Frogs. Okay, so it actually wasn't that bad to skip out on the first mystery, and in fact, because again, we have the Ghost mystery, so all things considered, for the sake of our HP, and by that I mean Doom, because we're playing as Kana, probably want to Ghost Ritual away the enemies. It's better overall for our level up anyway, even though Kana doesn't have any personal perks for themselves. Still leveling up would be great for accuracy. 65% chance to hit is a bit low. I think Meat Cleaver is 65%, right? So that's why that's usually what I use the Meat Cleaver as kind of a the Meat Cleaver speed value as a lower than average value. I mean, arguable, but I feel like 75 is the workable, line. It might be a bit higher, it might be a bit lower, depending on your own opinion, because it's certainly my opinion, because I have not tested things out. Oh my sweet goodness, pain, by the way. Can we Desperate Struggle out of this in due time? I guess we're gonna find out, aren't we? So, I do need to get rid of these broken noses. Tiny Cuts doesn't do anything, thankfully, for the moment, so Desperate Prep Strong. And how much experience do we have right now? 75. So yeah, after 2 more encounters-ish, the Katana should get its extra bonus, or level up. I'll say level up from now on, but now and again, until I say it a few more times, I'm going to continue explaining. And Cursed Doll, I could sell this, but Instead, let's get rid of these broken noses, because I may need to rest. Now, I could have held that and waited until I actually needed to rest, because maybe I get badly bleeding, cut artery, which is a major injury, but I've already used the bandages, so it's already too late. I really should have just waited, though. I was a bit impatient there. So, 21% Doom, but since we're Kana, that can quickly shoot up. Period. That's the end of the sentence. We're going to actually grab the painkillers there, because if I do get to do the Kana all tech, that's just what I'm calling it for the moment, then I would like to go over that. Do I take this, by the way? No, we're going to take the curse. So, and that's max stamina or max reason. Doesn't really matter, because Kana is not affected by max stamina or reason changes. Works both ways, but hey, also I forgot to use the thingamajiggy. Seaside Mansion, and then we have frogs, phantasms. So we must be visiting the seaside, right? Whenever I think of fish, I think we're going to visit the seaside. That's not exactly true, because mermaids, you don't ever go to the seaside. Unless I think you... Oh, no, I'm not even going to say, because wow. Someone who has hundreds of hours of Roll of Horror. But what I was trying to get at is that I thought the side quest for mermaids was visiting the seaside twice. I probably got that wrong, so... Oh, I didn't do the bulletin anyway. I actually don't think I can fight this phone, so I have to say no and take the reason damage to the face, which is not good for our Katana experience. It's also not good for HP overall, but we're Kana, so yeah, there should be no more than 4. Yeah, 3 reason. 5 Doom, but... And then I forgot my Azal rule. That could have been bad. Oh, goodness. Okay, let me focus a bit more. 2 for each item in inventory. I did it to myself. Again, I did not need to take 4 Doom damage there, but I am me. So, yeah, arms, phantasms, frogs. I have no idea if we ever go to the seaside. I don't think we ever go to the mansion, and if we do, it's not more than twice. But let's see if I called that correctly. I am forgetting about something. Ow, my body. But here is the all damage. So what we're going to do here is we're actually going to purposely take damage here. For those who don't know, if Kana loses stamina and reason at the same time, it's only every time Kana stamina or reason hits 0, you get 5 plus Doom, and then the stamina or reason goes back to up to 8. But which is Kana's set max stamina and max reason. But the thing about that is that if you take all damage, then the game only counts it as I'll explain it here, 1 instance of Kana dying to stamina or reason. And so it recovers stamina and reason to 8, and then you only take 1 Doom penalty. This is important because if you run 2 events back to back, and then say you die quote-unquote to stamina and then die quote-unquote to reason, I say quote-unquote because you don't actually die, it's Kana-specific language, then you take 2 instances of Doom increases for that. So I'll show you in a moment here, because I'm just going to do strong attacks for Katana experience. And so here, Doom only increased by 5 once, where if you died to stamina and reason separately, you would have taken 10, because 2 instances of 5% Doom. So, something to note, and then we get extra bonus Katana damage, but hey, and off we go. Now, you could try to save yourself and recover, but oftentimes I find that's not the case. And if you want just basically straight up numbers, it costs 6 Doom to even just recover 4 stamina and 4 reason on average. And so if you're going to take 6 doom, you might as well take 5 doom and recover your stamina and reason to 8, is my logic. That's not always going to be true. There are going to be nuanced situations, but I think a majority of the time, maybe it's not a huge majority, but like more than 50% of the time, you want to do what I just did and just take all damage and just get Kana'd there. So we do have 10 damage on demand. Do I want to take 6 stamina damage in the face, though? And so here's the other thing. So if you're just going to take a bunch of stamina damage and lose 5 doom anyway, might as well not deal, in this case, with the extra status effect. So, hey, also, need to remind myself we're on Misery Parasite. So we do have a bunch of curses. Nothing much you can do. I think only one curse. Never mind, I lied. But nothing much you can do there. We're just essentially living with Knight Errant in a way that slowly scales. We're going to use Monument, by the way, a few times. Twice is good enough, and off we go. Before the end of this mystery, we need to store these items. In fact, I should just store them now. We're probably not going to be able to use the handcuffs on anything since we just fought the apartment stalker. And something else I was going to say, I forgot. I could double up on Charisma, but I don't feel like it, so off we go. Hot bath, take some doom. And yeah, I think the only Misery Parasite penalties we should be taking, or the only one we should take, is the Curse Rule. Unfortunately, we're also on Timeline B, so I could just purposely die here as well. But I guess we're going to ask the question. So, I think we can just go for a dodge at some point. Actually, do we? I'm not sure. So this is 13 damage per. Can I fit a prep? No. Or a Desperate Struggle, which is the same time action speed as prep. The answer is no. So instead, actually, let's go as low as we can. Or we could just gamble. We could do that as well. So if we hit both of these, we should be out. We'll have 1 stamina left, but we can, never mind. Okay, 80% doesn't mean anything. So, 82% if you want to be specific. But what we can do here is now trade reason, so I'm going to do that. So we're going to do this and hope we hit 60%. If we missed 80%... Like, what do you want from me? Also, we're on medical history, so we're just taking injuries up the wazoo. But I think that's actually kind of thing... I was going to say something. I just realized coughing blood made me a lot slower. Pain. Well... That's actually not a great injury to take here, but the game's forcing my hand, so I don't really have much I can do about it. So we just take the Doom penalty and then get out for 7 damage. We do need to get rid of that coughing blood, though. That would... I would like to get rid of that. I'm shrugging real life. That's all I have to say at the moment. Do I take Phantasms now? Probably do, right? Yeah. Phantasms I should have actually taken earlier because of the possible encounters we run into, but... deciding not to, so... And then I actually didn't know what... Okay, it was spell. I was like, I feel like it was something I didn't care about. It was. So, I feel like there's something else I wanted to do. I guess we're just gonna... Oh, yeah, get rid of coughing blood. That's a minor injury. It should be a minor injury, so we should be able to get rid of it. And we already took the painkillers, but if that hasty aid becomes cut artery, shrug, I guess. RNG. Oh, stats don't matter at all, man. 8 is still relatively fair in my opinion, but who am I kidding? Can't even go all out here. It makes me feel so bad. But if we hit both of these attacks back to back, we should be out in 2 turns. Am I going to be that lucky? Thankfully, yes. If we had missed one of those, we would be even more unlucky considering the last encounter. I forgot my second encounter, by the way. And stats don't matter. So I should just consider that. I should just keep track of how much Stench Stricken will slap me in the face. So what? It's going to be 15% Doom guaranteed. That's actually worse than a boss on average. Also, I just took more Doom there. So this is really, really bad. So probably actually won't survive. Wow, 12 roll. I have to monument. Yeah, we have to monument regardless. We just have to hope that we never lose reason. And if we are, we need to lose all damage with stamina. But shrug, right? Can we even go for broke? We can't. Well, we do our best. 50, 80%, 40%, 40%. We did dodge. Now, the next question is, can we hit 2 attacks in a row? Get close. 90, 90, 81%. So 40% into 81%. But, hey, worked out. Doom is still really high, and I forgot my second encounter, so... There's a lot of bad that can happen. Yeah, and there's 2 Doom there, but... Yeah, you know, if I don't get slapped by the experience roll, we can still possibly survive. It's not looking very likely, though. So, yeah. Man, I lost Bath really early, didn't I? Into Frogs we go. Injury, so that's... Don't want to see that. We're effectively at 91% Doom, but we just walk forward. We're going for a high score at this point. And if you don't know what that means at this moment... Oh, my goodness, I think we're supposed to take the left decision there. When I say... What did I just say? I'm going crazy. I was focusing on that event. Never mind. Hey, that's free 5 experience. Cool. Yeah, I forgot what I was going to say. I bamboozled myself. I'm actually just going to make different decisions and see. That would have been nice earlier, but stats didn't matter there anyway because we rolled a 2. So, yeah, I'm saying so a lot. That is kind of one of my filler phrases. But what do you want from me? I'm dying. I don't remember this at all. Stats don't matter. Like, I can't stress enough, and it's not something specific to World of Horror, it's just that World of Horror happens to use a dice system. Mind Wipe into Mingled Hand, by the way. The experience rule actually would have been great here. Unfortunately, we never got it. So, yeah. Particularly getting the experience rule right as we on the last mystery here, but yeah, that didn't happen. So, yep, Misery Parasite, not much I can do about that. 1 curse, 4 injuries, 5 Doom. So, oh yeah, so that's what I was going to mention. That was what I was going to mention. So, when I say high score run, for those who don't know, I say high score run in World of Horror, at least in this situation. And by that, I mean, I'm going to die, but let's see how far we can get before we die, basically. Or the run fails. And unfortunately, I think I had the handcuffs here, but at this point, we're seeing how lucky we are. We actually have not been relatively lucky, even though I did a luck. I think there was a turn and an encounter where I considered it good luck, but it was more like back-ended RNG. Okay, I dodged the attack, but missed 90%, so joke's on me, I guess. But as we continue dodging an attack, we have to just keep dodging here just to try and treat this, and no, we cannot. We also now get badly bleeding, because Takushi-san pushed us down the stairs, and he was being really rude there, but... We dodged 3-4 attacks, and as the game bugs out here, not really much else to say. See you in the next episode! Ah!